Hi, I'm Morgan. Welcome to my channel, The Insomniac Reader, and I'm going to be doing my January wrap-up today. Okay, so hey, hi, how's it going? What's up? What you doing? Welcome. Okay, so today I am going to be doing my January wrap-up. It's been a bad reading month, to say the least. I only read 6 books. So, let's not talk about it. Anyway, so the main source of why I didn't read as many books as I usually read or I want to read is because, well, I've been really stressed out with school for one, but we're reading this book, which is one of the books I finished this month, and it's called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, and it looks like this. So this is the first book I'm going to be talking to you about, and so basically this book is about how to become successful. It's basically about how it's not only just innate talent that is a big factor in success, but it's also about what time period you're born in, where you're born, your ancestry, culture, all that stuff. So it's really cool because it talks about how the rags to riches story is like when people say they come from nothing and get to the top. It's not just them doing it all on their own. It's actually them with hidden advantages that they have no idea that they have. So it was really cool to read. I liked it a lot. Some people in my class didn't like it. Well, it's nonfiction, so he'll give like a mitigating factor to success, and then he'll have kind of really cool, not kind of, but really cool stories that go along with that factor of success. I really liked it. I thought it was a great read. It was fun, very knowledge-giving. You can see I have all my little sticky notes in it, marking all my points that I thought were cool. So, if you are into nonfiction or any of that, I know this isn't YA, but if you're into nonfiction or anything like that, I probably wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't for my teacher assigning us to read it, but it was really good, so maybe you should look at it even if you don't think it's something you'd like. The next book I read this month is Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. Oh my goodness, I love Stephanie Perkins and I love Lola and the Boy Next Door. These characters are absolutely fantastic. Cricket is my fave. Actually, I like Etienne better, which is the boy from Anna and the French Kiss. But, I mean, Cricket, like, come on. I like tall boys. So, I just thought it was the cutest story ever, and I encourage you to read it if you haven't read it. It's a story about a girl named Lola, and I read it at the beginning of the month, so I don't really remember that much about it, but it's a girl named Lola, and she doesn't really wear the normal clothes. She wears costumes, so she wears, like, wigs and really cool outfits. She's kind of like her own personal fashion designer. She wears costumes and all that stuff, and she has a really unique personality. And she has this boyfriend named Max, and he's a rock star. And then one day, a boy from her past, Cricket, comes back into her life, and he's her neighbor, aka the boy next door. And the windows are across from each other, and she's been dreading the day he'd come back for as long as she can remember. And now he's back, and she doesn't know what's going to happen. I guess you're just going to have to read it if it sounds interesting to see what happens between Lola and the boy next door. Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great book, and it is the second book in the Anna and the French Kiss series, which I have right here is the first book. This one's also so good. So good. They're both so good. Read them. Read them. Only if you want to. Read them if you want to. But they're really good contempts, and I really like them. Okay, so the next book that I read this month is the third and final book in the Anna and the French Kiss series, and it is Isla and Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. This book was definitely my least favorite out of all three. It was good. I had a lot of issues with it. I didn't think I could really connect with Isla. I disagreed with her on some of the behavior choices she made. I didn't find Josh to be that cute of a character to me. I thought he was kind of iffy. He had his cute moments and he had his where I didn't really think that I liked him that much. I did have a lot of problems getting into this. I thought it was very insta-lovey, which I have huge problems about books being insta-love because my personality personally, I believe that like middle school relationships and stuff like that shouldn't be taken very seriously. Like they shouldn't say I love you and stuff like that's my belief in real life because you want it to mean a lot. And so that's what I take from life and I put that into books. So when I find insta love in books, it's very easy for me to do that. I pick it out really quick, especially when I'm reading contemporaries because I'm looking for that. Because a good contemporary, I think, has a slow, gradual pace to the part where they say they love each other or they start getting really serious. And you're just kind of glad. And the other two books did that beautifully. I mean, beautifully. The other two books were so wonderful. I love them so much. Definitely a good series. So I encourage you to read Anne and the French Kiss and Lola and Boy Next Door. And you can read after that. You should pick up Isla and Happily Ever After because you probably will like it. It's just me because of my personal opinions and my personality. So it may be completely different for you. I just had a few problems with it. They really threw me off. The first part I really liked. The middle and a little towards the end, I thought I hated the book. But then it really turned itself around at the end. The end was so beautiful and so clever. And it just reminded me how much I love Stephanie Perkins because the end was just amazing. I really loved the ending. It was so cute and adorable, and I don't think I will ever be able to get over it. But I did have problems with it, but I liked it. I did like it. I love Stephanie Perkins, and I love what she can do to her characters and her stories, and how she makes everyone adorable and cute, and it's a good read. You should pick it up. Pick it up. I recommend this because I believe that if you try it, it may be for you. It just wasn't exactly fitted for me, but it was still a good book. So try it out. Read Anne and the French Kiss, read Lola and the Boy Next Door, try Isla and the Happily Ever After, or read Isla and the Happily Ever After. Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. I am literally so excited to talk to you about this next 3 books, which is a trilogy, which is now one of my favorites because it's so freaking good. I can't. And this series, or why do I keep saying series? I mean trilogy. This trilogy is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I know. I'm jumping on the train late, guys. I'm reading Delirium, like, late. Anyway, I read all 3 books this month, and they're so good. I think I cried about a lot. I cried a lot. It's so mind-blowing. This world Lauren Oliver has created, it's so sad. And okay, before I get too emotional, I'm going to tell you the premise of... Okay, so the book Delirium follows the story of a girl named Lena Holloway. Lena lives in this futuristic dystopian society where love is considered a disease. Love is considered contagious because it brings too much distress, too much pain, too much emotion. So, they created a cure that you are supposed to take when you are 18. And if you get the cure earlier, then you are in great danger of getting mental disorders, losing ability to do things such as speech or hear, anything like that. So it's very dangerous to get the cure early, but people who do things such as are caught standing with a boy at a park late at night or something can get their surgeries pushed earlier, because that's how seriously they take people, boys and girls, together. They have segregated schools. It's just all really kind of mind-blowing how different the world is. So Lena goes into this book thinking, I want to get the cure. I can't wait till I get to have the cure. But then she meets Alex, a boy who is witty, charming, cute, sarcastic, and just all around a great person. And Lena starts to have feelings for him. She doesn't know what to do. She's very conflicted because all her life she's grown up in this society where love is considered a disease. So she's very scared by her feelings, and this causes her to do things that unfold throughout the book. It's a really good book. I recommend this to anyone and everyone. It can appeal to a lot of, basically all ages, except for like maybe 11 through adult. I don't even think this should be YA. This should be like everything, because it's amazing. I thought this book was wonderful. So good. The world is laid out so perfectly. I feel like when I'm with Lena, I'm literally walking through the streets of these like poverty-stricken places and these really rich, full places, and just everything is really brought to life in my imagination because Lauren Oliver's writing is so beautiful. I will never get over how beautiful her writing is. She has very poetic sentences, and it just gives you a really good imagine of the whole world, and it makes Lena's story so much more beautiful than it already is, and it's so beautiful already. And I guarantee you, if you read it, you will like it. You'll fall in love with Lena, you'll fall in love with Alex. It's amazing. Lena also goes through a lot of character development throughout this book, and it's really cool to see how she grows as a character and how her thoughts start to change and she starts to do different things. It's a really amazing series. I thought it was really funny. I found myself laughing a lot more than I thought I would. It's really funny. Lena's very witty. So is Alex. So is her friend Hannah. It's just an amazing, very thought-provoking book. It gets very sad when you find out more about how people really view love. And it's very sad because to us, love is a thing that's celebrated and that people want. But to them, it's a contagious disease, which is very kind of crazy to think about, which really got me into liking this book because I thought it was an amazing topic to touch on. It's very thought-provoking, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. I highly recommend this. It was really fun, very adventure-packed, and it's really sweet. The characters are sweet. You'll fall in love with them. I guarantee you will like it. You will like it. Pick it up. Read it. Read it. Read it. And the second book in the series, in this trilogy, is Pandemonium by Lauren Oliver. And then third is Requiem, third and final, by Lauren Oliver. And I read them all this month. This series is amazing. Why do I keep saying series? I mean trilogy. This trilogy is amazing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I had rarely any problems with it at all. I really enjoyed it. Lauren, if I haven't already mentioned how much I love this trilogy, I'm going to mention it again. I love this trilogy so much. I highly, 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 highly recommend it. Lauren Oliver's poetic writing style will keep you strung along literally the whole time. You will not be able to put the book down. I promise you that. Read it. Just read them. read them and read it and weep. Literally read it and weep. Read Delirium, Pandemonium, Requiem by Lauren Oliver. Delirium, Pandemonium, Requiem by Lauren Oliver. Read them. Read them. Read them. So I think that's all I have for my January wrap-up. So Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. Delirium by Lauren Oliver. The second book in the Delirium trilogy, Pandemonium by Lauren Oliver. The third and final book in the trilogy, Requiem by Lauren Oliver. And Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. So that makes 6 books in this January wrap-up. I know, pathetic, but I'll do better next month. Promise. 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 Oh my gosh, why am I not able to hold this? See? Woo! Okay. Bye! See you next time. Have a good week. I think I got it. Oh, excited to talk to you. Friend named Hannah, and they have this crazy, what have from my January wrap up. So, and blessings.